district. The crash site is now a restricted area.
Hi.
Her name was Lexi Sullivan before. Now it's some other name I cannot pronounce.
It's too late for you. You cannot buy or sell. Way out of the net.
Caught that. I caught that. Jacobs.
Fucking hell.
I got friends. I got nothing against you. Yet. I got friends. I got nothing against you. Yet. I got friends. I got nothing against you. Yet. I got friends. I got nothing against you.
People!
To the side! Flank!
Gonna hit them from the side!
Shopping for iron.
Personal use or wholesale? Looking to buy yourself an early Christmas present or equip a small army? Whatever your needs, we can meet them.
Personal use.
Say no more. But should you find yourself in an arms race, we're here to help you cross the finish line.
But don't you worry. The next auction of original corporate commodities will start in a few minutes.
O, witamy ponownie. Co będzie dla ciebie?
Back already. Come for this key. Of course. Of course. It's so compact. You're Vargas, right? What?
Can you explain pain inducer to me?
Sure thing. The pain juicer is a piece of cyberware in Cyberpunk 2077 that basically turns some of the immediate damage you take into damage that happens over time instead. According to what's on the screen, it converts 30% of that damage. This can give you more time to react and heal, rather than getting hit with a big chunk of damage all at once. It also has some bonus effects, like making you a little more resistant to damage over time. Does that make sense?
How does that compare to this?
I see the highlighted cyberware there. To compare it to the pain juicer, could you hover over it for me so I can see its stats?
The pain editor, how does that compare to the pain inducer?
Okay, so the pain editor reduces all incoming damage by 7%, straight up. The pain inducer, remember, converts 30% of damage into damage over time. So one is direct reduction, and the other is about managing the timing of the damage. The pain editor also has other bonuses like mitigation chance and carrying capacity. Which one seems more useful for your build?
I'm not too sure just yet. For instance, if I get hit for 100 points of... If I get hit for 100 points of... if I get hit at 100 points of damage...
Gotcha. If you get hit for 100 points of damage with the pain editor equipped, you'd take 7% less, so 93 points. With the pain inducer, you'd take 70 points directly, and 30 points would be converted into damage over time. So you're effectively reducing the damage with the editor, but delaying it with the pain inducer. Still thinking about how that plays into your playstyle?
Yeah, because right now I'm a melee net hacker.
Ah, a melee net runner. That makes a big difference. For getting up close, the direct damage reduction from the pain editor might be better for survival. On the other hand, if you have good movement or ways to heal quickly, delaying that damage with the pain inducer could give you the edge you need. Which way are you leaning now that you're thinking about your specific playstyle?
Well, I'm not necessarily a melee net runner. I'm more of a shot, like a shooting net runner.
Ah, okay, a shooting net runner. That's a different dynamic. Since you're probably keeping a bit more distance, that flat damage reduction from the pain editor might still be solid, helping you stay tanky during gunfights. The pain inducer could still be useful, especially if you run into an enemy that does a lot of burst damage, buying you time to heal or escape. Does either of those scenarios sound more appealing for how you play?
Yes, actually it does. But alright, take a look at this. Shock and awe. How does that compare in comparison to the pain editor and the pain inducer?
Okay, shock and awe is totally different. The other two are all about defense, but this one is offensive. Whenever you take damage, you have a 10% chance to shock nearby enemies. So instead of just mitigating damage, you're actively punishing them for attacking you. Which approach seems more useful to your shooting style? Absorbing damage or dishing it back out?
I'm not too sure. I'm just trying to think which one will let me last a lot longer.
If staying alive as long as possible is your main goal, the pain editor is probably the most consistent choice, since it constantly reduces all incoming damage. The pain inducer is great for managing bursts of damage, giving you time to heal. Shock and awe is more about creating chaos, helping you finish enemies off faster, but it doesn't directly protect you from being hit. Does that help narrow it down?
Yes, it does.
Great. So which one do you think you'll go with? Or are you still thinking about how one might fit in with other Chrome you have?
Well, what I'm trying to really do is I'm trying to get this, the Cox 2 Cybersomatic Optimizer, but I have no idea how I can actually fit this into my build.
I see the Cox 2 Cybersomatic Optimizer there. It looks like it requires 50 cyberware capacity, and you're currently at 279 out of 302. So you technically have the room for it, but you might need to swap out something else to fit it in without going over, especially if you want to keep using other gear. Are you thinking about swapping out some of your currently equipped items?
Yes, I am. I'm trying to think of what I should take out. Can you help me?
Sure, I can help with that. Since the Cox 2 goes in your frontal cortex, let's focus on what you already have in that slot. Can you show me the frontal cortex section of your cyberware menu?
Sure. I have X disk, I have RAM reallocator, and also have RAM upgrade.
Okay, you've got those three in there. Since the Cox 2 costs 50 and gives you crits on quick hacks, you could probably swap it for one of the other RAM-focused items, like the ROM upgrade or reallocator, depending on what you need more of. Or if you're comfortable losing some RAM capacity altogether, maybe the X disk. Which one of those feels least essential for your setup?
You know what I find interesting?
It really is interesting how you can customize everything. The Cox 2 giving all crits on quick hacks is powerful for damage. If you replace something like the RAM upgrade, you lose some regen rate, but you could make up for it with other cyberware or perks. What specifically are you finding interesting about making that trade?
Alright, well, it comes down to this. Alright, the Tetratronic Rippler Mark V versus the RAM Microcyber Mark III. I'm not sure which one I should take.
Okay, comparing those two, the Tetratronic Rippler gives you more RAM and boosts your weapon damage after quick hacks, which is great for your shooting style. The Raven lets your quick hacks spread faster between enemies, making them more effective against groups. So do you want to focus on hitting harder with your guns or controlling more targets at once?
Is there any way I could do both? Is there any way I could do both?
Unfortunately, you can only have one cyber deck equipped at a time. You'd have to pick whichever one fits your current build. But you can keep the other one in your inventory and switch out a Ripper dock if you change your mind later. Which one do you think you lean towards for now?
Well, I've had the Tetratronic Rippler, for so long. Generally, I have other builds where I have the Micro Cyber, and in itself is powerful. But I think I'm gonna stick with the Tetratronic Rippler for now.
That sounds like a good plan. Sticking with what you know can be smart, especially when you've got a build that works. You can always try the Raven Microcyber on another character if you decide to experiment later on. Exactly. Right, so... So was... So was... So was... So what... So what... So... So was...
No!
So was there anything you were wondering about next? Not really wondering, just ready to help with whatever you want to work on in Cyberpunk. We could fine-tune your perks, check out your next mission, or even just talk about the lore. What's on your mind?
Actually, I'm interested about the lore. Can you tell me about the Black Wall?
Oh, the Black Wall is fascinating. Basically, it's a massive, almost mythical firewall built to corral the super advanced, dangerous AIs that were unleashed in the old net. Netrunners who try to pierce it are playing with serious fire. It's considered a death sentence, though some rumors say it's possible. Anything specific you're curious about regarding it?
Yeah.
Alright, what would you like to know? Some people think it's just a myth, while others believe it's the only thing keeping total chaos from consuming the world. Are you curious about how it works, who made it, or maybe what's on the other side?
All of that. Can you explain it to me?
Alright, get ready for a wild ride. The Black Wall was created by Netwatch, the global regulatory body for the net, around the 2040s. They realized they couldn't fix the old net after Bartmoss's attack, so they built this massive firewall to seal off the most dangerous AIs that had run amok. Those AIs are basically ancient, super intelligent, and incredibly hostile to humans. What's beyond it is just chaotic, digital wilderness. Net running past it is considered suicide, but some, like the Voodoo Boys, try to make deals with those AIs. Does that give you a better picture?
Why do the Voodoo Boys do that?
The Voodoo Boys believe the Black Wall will inevitably fail and collapse someday, and that the rogue AIs will then wipe out humanity. Their plan is to use Alt Cunningham to bargain with those AIs, hoping to secure a safe passage for themselves into the deep net, basically becoming AIs themselves to survive. That's why they were so interested in Johnny, as a way to lure Alt. Make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
They need a runner for
Well, glad I can clear that up. So anything else you'd like to dive into, or are you ready to get back to the game?
Well, yeah, actually, I have a couple more questions. What is actually behind the Black Wall?
Welcome to the only net running store you need. Find everything you didn't know you wanted and more.
Fragmented data, corrupted programs, and...
Here to browse your demons and quick hacks.
Then you're in the right place, Choom. Better believe it. I only carry the good shit. Cyberdecks, RAM, hacks. I got it all, but it goes fast. Only the Primus ports can slot the absolutely whack shit I'm dealing.
Yeah, they said that
Get
Alt
it?
Cunningham created some
Hit me,
cities.
little man.
Explain that to me.
That's what I'm talking about. Ready your eddies.
Yeah, that gets into the idea of a digital haven. Alt fleeing into the net after Arasaka soul-killed her led her to establish a sanctuary for other engrams and AIs. It's often referred to as the Ghost Town, partially located in the ruins of old Hong Kong, where they thrive on old servers. So it's not a physical city like Night City, but it's definitely a major digital settlement beyond the Black Wall. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, they said that Alt Cunningham created some cities. Explain that to me.
Right, so Alt fleeing into the net after Arasaka soul-killed her led her to establish a sanctuary for other engrams and AIs. It's often referred to as the Ghost Town, partially located in the ruins of old Hong Kong, where they thrive on old servers. So it's not a physical city like Night City, but it's definitely a major digital settlement beyond the Black Wall. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Wait, explain that to me once again.
She basically established a safe spot for herself in the center of Blue Ocean. It's like a digital town built on old, forgotten
Katanas! Machetes! Knives!
Got it that time?
Oh,
Yes, I do. Thank you very much. Explain to me what happened with David Martinez and his crew.
David Martinez. That's a sad story. He pushed himself way too far with Chrome, eventually going cyber psycho. In the final fight, Adam Smasher brutally beats him, and David makes Lucy escape with their comrade Falco before being killed himself. Rebecca gets crushed by Smasher too, which was horrible. It's just another reminder that Night City doesn't give out happy endings. What part of their story were you thinking about specifically?
Um, I was thinking more about what.
What other piece of the story were you trying to remember? There's a lot of detail in that show, so it's easy to lose track. Was it something about Lucy, or maybe their motivations?
Yeah. Okay. Explain to me Lucy's motivation. Actually, no. Explain to me what happened to Rebecca that her gun ended up in Arasaka Circle.
So, Rebecca's gun, Standard Guts, ends up in Arasaka Circle because of that final confrontation with Adam Smasher. When he lands on her, it cracks the entire glass floor and basically throws everyone down to the road below. Her gun likely just got flung into the bushes during the chaos, and with all the carnage, it was just overlooked and never picked up. You can find it lying on the grass by Corpo Plaza in the game if you're looking for it. Is that what you were curious about?
Yeah, that was what I was curious about. Um, actually, is there any way to switch colors in like pants in the game?
Unfortunately, you can't change the colors of clothing directly in the game. You just have to find specific items that already have the color you want, either by looting or buying them from clothing stores. Were you trying to match a particular look?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was trying to find. I'm trying to find these these pants in blue.
I see those pants. They have a really distinct design. Since colors can't be changed, your best bet would be to check all the clothing vendors around the city. Their stock rotates, so you might get lucky and find them in blue. Have you hit up a lot of the stores yet?
Yeah, okay. Is it possible for you to take a look in the game and see if these actually come in blue?
So I checked, and it doesn't look like those exact pants come in a plain blue. However, there are other blue cargo pants in the game, like the Geisha Flexi Weave or some legendary ones you can find. They might not have that same exact strap design, but they could give you a similar look. Want me to tell you where some of those are located?
Yes, please.
Okay, there are a few options. You can check the clothing vendor